Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Why am I so addicted to these Bilt Hamber products? There's millions of detailing brands out there. Why am I drawn to this one? Why do I get an overwhelming desire to want to use these products on my car when I'm not reviewing stuff and testing other stuff? You know, it's up there with the stuff I want to use. Well, I'll tell you why. I noticed many years ago when I started benchmarking products against each other that the surfactants that this brand produced were more powerful, than the products coming from other brands when I tested them, especially pre-washes and APCs and all that sort of stuff. Normally when the products are more powerful, they're loaded with more caustic, nasty materials, which are great for cleaning, but you have to be very careful with them. They can stain, you don't want to let them dry, they can burn your hands, they're not good for the environment. So then after discovering that they were powerful, I then discovered, when you read a little bit up on them, that they're actually environmentally friendly and they're just surfactant based, and they don't like using caustic stuff on cars. They don't like sodium hydroxide, they don't like any hydroxides, they won't use all nasty phosphoric acids and all that sort of stuff. It's all environmentally friendly, biodegradable surfactants at very high concentrations, formulated to really clean your car rather than just sort of foam up and smell of watermelons, which is a lot of what can be Sealant type products. It can be, can't it? So there you go. That was the thing that got me into it. Then when I started exploring the products more, you'll sort of also realise they're extreme concentrates, all their products, everything that can be like, the Atomac, you get a tiny bottle, but you mix it down, so it's use that 5% PIR, so it's going to take me decades to get through all that. I didn't realise that when I bought it. Same with Surfex, same with Touchless, although less so, you could argue, with Touchless in terms of concentrations, but 2% now is an improvement, isn't it? Less so with Traceless, that's a ready-to-use glass cleaner. Very much so with Auto Wash, their shampoo, which is a 1 to 2,000, so it's all its cost per washes are low. And it's kind of almost true in terms of cost per application, even with their paste wax, like double speed wax, £16.95 for 250 ml. Come around here and bring a £200 plus wax or a £10,000 wax, and we'll go through and compare it side by side to double speed. We'll test the gloss, we'll test the durability, we'll test, everything we'll test the slickness, we'll test the chemical resistance. There's very few waxes on the market that could even get close to this. Most of them just get blown away by the detergents. This is like a sealant almost. It's really beady and it lasts. There's very few. Fuso, probably one of the only waxes that can get close to that. And maybe Colonite, maybe some of the Colonite stuff. I doubt it though. The Colonite stuff isn't as hydrophobic, so it won't demonstrate its durability as well, even if it stays around for a while. So really, I think it's probably up there with one of the most durable paste waxes that I've seen. And it's a fraction of the price of all the other stuff. Now, here's the interesting thing. If you had to say, and I've asked this question a lot of times, if you could only pick one detailing brand to do everything on your car with, what would it be? It couldn't be Bilt Hamber. What do you mean, John? It's blasphemy. No, it couldn't. They don't have heavy cutting compounds and single stage compounds and finishing polishes, those tools for paint correction. They have microfine and the cleanser polish, which are more waxy emulsions with the microfine. There's a bit of abrasion in there and you can polish and finish paint with it, but they're not like an abrasive brand. There's big gaps in their product line. They originally started as a like a rust prevention stuff and cavity wax and rust treatment systems and stuff like that, and then added detergents to the line and sort of evolved into a brand with very good detailing reputation as well, in terms of the products, even though there's only a few. They don't have tyre dressings. They don't have, interior dressings, although you can use your QD for that. There's lots of gaps. The more I would think about it, the more I could come up with. So I've explained to you why I think with these types of products, they just make cleaning your car easier and a bit more affordable than lots of the other stuff that's out there. And you actually notice the difference in performance when you use these Bilt Hamber products. That's one of the things. I think out of all the brands that I talk about, you guys in the comments really love the performance difference of it, which is really cool, and I do as well, yeah. So that's the main reason for me of why I'm addicted to this sort of stuff. When you find something that performs really well and isn't nasty and is affordable, and you look at the value for money you're getting from it, and if I want to clean my patio outside, I can use touchless, and I know it's environmentally friendly as well. I'm not covering it in like brick acid, to clean bricks with it. It's actually a surfactant that's going to go biodegradable. So I love, as I've said before, when I get the environmental people coming on because they see foam and they think they have a clue about the environment and surfactants, I can give them hell. And I do. I give them hell. I take great pleasure from giving them a grilling because that's the type of guy I am. So that's it. What I want you to do is put in the comment what your favourite Bilt Hamber product is and why. And it's quite a tough one. The one thing I'm forgetting here, and it's probably the only product that I should be using that I don't, because I don't get through a lot of that, is their fallout remover, Corosol, not the auto wheels, the Corosol, because if out of the two, I would just need the Corosol because I could use that, could clean the wheel with Surfex and then Corosol afterwards, and then use the Corosol on the paintwork. So I'd always buy just the Corosol, I think. And I've still got loads of fallout, so I've never got round to buying more fallout remover. But if I did, I'd buy that one because that also happens to be the best on the market as well, in my opinion, from the tests we did. So they often come first, and when they don't come first, they usually come close to that. Really real powerhouse of a brand. What would I like to see for the future of Bilt Hamber? I would like to see them not become a detailing scene brand, and stay away from that whole scene thing. Stay highly technical. Keep that competitive element to their products, where their products are designed to blast the competition. Keep that competitive spirit going, and just introduce another product. I think they really need a dressing, really need a universal dressing, a bit like a CarPro Pearl, something that could do everything on the car, all your interior plastics, engine bays, tyres. They could really, if they could make something that's better, very, very difficult because you're reliant with that sort of product on the raw material, and it's harder for your formulation expertise to really kick in, and that competitive element. I'm maybe thinking about it from my point of view. They would solve that problem anyway, though, wouldn't they? They'd figure out a way of getting the best dressing, however it took. But yeah, I think they could do with the dressing. Who knows what else? They've got air fresheners, haven't they? The bombs and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, they've got some other waxes as well. The Finny wax is less hydrophobic, but a little bit smoother to buff than this. This is a hard curing wax, and you have to be a little bit careful with it. Put it on thin, you'll be absolutely fine. Use their QD. That's the other thing we haven't talked about. God, that QD, I didn't like this product back in the day. I thought it was glossy because I used to use it close to neat, but you have to be really careful with it. But suddenly I discovered if you just use it at 1:9, the magic ratio with DI water, it suddenly becomes the jack of all trades. You can use it as your interior cleaner. Go in there and just spray it all over the door cards and wipe it all down, and it won't over slime the door cards like putting heavy dressing on it, like a certain type of silicone dressing. It won't do that. It'll just clean it and just leave a little sheen. And also, if you spray it on as a drying aid at 1:9, it won't affect too much the protection or whatever's going on there. It won't suddenly make your car a bead monster, not at that ratio or whatever. It's not for that, really. It's just to make drying a bit easier and a bit safer. It's just what a detailer is all about, really. And the value proposition, once you water it down, is phenomenal. So yeah, I think one thing that struck me as well is that no one has tried to compete with this brand and do the same approach. Do the same approach. Try and give someone that value for money. Try and cut out the water. Try and do everything as a concentrate. Do everything with good quality chems and do it. And I think, why has no one done it? And the answer is they haven't got the expertise to do it. It takes a certain expertise to formulate products the way that these guys do. And I don't know if that expertise is out there. Now, don't get me wrong, some of you that really know the brand really well might say that products like this, you know, Hydro Wax, for example, their liquid wax, it's a solvent wax emulsion. You know, and a solvent wax emulsion could be considered old-fashioned. So you could say, well, Bilt Hamber could come out with a really modern product to do it. Well, they've got touch on, but I'd love to see like a stonking sealant like that could outperform this and be as slick as this and as durable, but with the beads of the Hydro Wax. So like, I've not found that stonking sealant that could do everything yet. That's probably the best one I found, that Ultralock Plus. So there's still areas for Bilt Hamber to go in and delve in there, delve in and attack and crank open the can of worms and tip all the other products that people talk about out in their test lab and then build something to outperform them all. If you do that, you've got half a chance of making some money and having a great business, and that is what it's all about. And it's been a great pleasure to see this brand evolve from a technical brand that people didn't really know about, I don't think. Well, or let's say they knew about them, lots would have known about them, but weren't talking about them because they weren't seen, you know, they weren't sort of scene friendly, you know. It's not all about, you know, what's it, you know, like stanced cars and, you know, the old, what's those cars that bounce? Bouncing things. You got the old hats on and all that. It's not like that. It's a real technical brand for serious people. But in the UK, there's a big nation. We're hidden. But there's a big nation of serious people that like products like this. So yeah, I think they've gone down a storm because of it. So there's my video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Loads of testing going on today. I've got to do some write-ups or finish off some videos on some of these products down here, which I'll have to probably do tomorrow now, or she'll kill me. I've got to call it a day. I'm looking forward to also giving this product a good run for its money. Interested to use this, an acidic kind of shampoo, that's what it is. I've got a bit of confusion with it already, but I'll save that for the review. CarPro could do a better job with their labels and their explanations of the products, but there you go. Still interesting. That's what it's about, delving in there. And we've got some other stuff over there going on that I will be working my way to. So take care. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe. Very, very important. Loads more coming. If you're into detailing, you've come to the right place. Adios.